Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK, and I just love crafting, any craft actually, but paper crafting is my first love. The things that you can do with a bit of ink and card is just amazing. I'm going to be using a couple of items from the mini catalogue that runs from July to December. And shall I show you the card first, because that's more exciting. So as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you get to go to in-person events. For a while it's been online events, but we always do this really amazing thing where we swap. You make the same make sort of 30, 40 times maybe, and then you go around the room and you just swap with everybody, and you come back with just the most amazing inspiration. And this is where this has come from. I swapped with Jill Moore from Two Big Girls Crafting, unbeknown to me at the time because I was just so busy swapping. And this is, I'm talking 4 or 5 years later, and I've kept hold of this card in my stash of ideas and inspiration, and I'm going to replicate that today. So this was made with a previous set that Stampin' Up did, because it is, like I say, 4 or 5 years old. What's unique about the design that Jill's done is that it not only stands like that, but you could stand it like that as well. So absolutely perfect for what I want for today. So before I show you my versions, where do you find Two Big Girls Crafting? Have a look on Facebook. They've got a really good page on there, loads of ideas that they share, so thank you to Jill for the inspiration. In the mini catalogue, I really like this paper, the painted Christmas paper. I've used some of it, so there's not much left to show you, but look how beautiful is that. Very Christmassy, although I have to say that does call to me roof tiles, so new home card. I don't know. Yes, so we're going to use some of that. Obviously not one I've shown you. And then a set that I think gets overlooked quite a bit is the Decorated with Happiness set. So this is the stamps. Wasn't sure about the stamps because I like dies. I really like dies, but I figured I would get it and give it a go. So Decorated with Happiness, and we're just using the sentiment. And then the dies, they're amazing. Look at all these dies, teeny tiny stars. Really useful branch there. Really useful little baubles. So we're going to use all sorts of bits of that on the front of the card. Let me show you the make. So here is the one that stands. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but I've just edged it with some rose gold actual paper that I found in my stash that I hadn't used, been saving it for best. So this is best. So that's my Christmas card. It folds flat. I think, what did we decide it was called? I think Jill said it was a triangular pointed card because there's so many triangles on it. Looks really complicated, but it's so easy. You're going to love it. So that was my first make. And then I decided to turn it sideways and just see what it looked like when it was that way round. So it stands like that, which again, camera angle is not great, but it will look like that when you're looking onto it. And again, it's exactly the same card. I've just turned it that way. So really lovely. You can see the different uses of the paper. I've picked out some of the colours from the coordination just to make it pop. I mean, things that I wouldn't usually have put together. But yeah, I'm really loving it. So what do you need? Well, that's the joy of it. Hardly anything for this triangular pointed card. Just need a card base that is 5 7/8 by 8 inches, and then two really diddly pieces of designer series paper. So you can make tons of cards with this. There is no waste. How often do we say that? No waste. Very thrifty. So let me show you some of the bits. I am using, in this one I'm going to talk you through some crumb cake. I'm using this sheet of Designer Series paper from the pack, and I'm using these. Again, another thing that is in my stash that I use all the time but rarely talk about. Layering circles is such a useful tool to have. So we're going to use those. I've used a couple of different sizes, that the circles and the shapes just layer together. Some of the baubles that I've die cut, I've actually done them on the adhesive sheets that Stampin' Up do, because I'm going to layer those up. Some diddly little stars, and this is just a 1-inch circle of glitter card that's just going to go on the back to just highlight that. So I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera there, but can you see there's a bit of sparkle? Okay, so that is it. Oh, and lots of branches. Look at these different colour branches. So we're definitely going to need those as well. So let's start with the base card, because it really is very easy. So we're going to cut our card, and remember it needs to be 8 inches by 5 7/8. So on the short side, if you turn your card so the short side is at the top of your trimmer, and we are just going to cut the whole length of that at 5 7/8. You may need that for something else. You don't need it for this particular card unless you want to cut some of the circles or the trimming bits out as you go. Turn it on the long side at 8 inches. And this bit, you will get a couple of your circles out of, so use that. Okay. So 5 7/8 by 8 inches, and we are just going to score it at 2 inches. Again, on the slightly long side, 2 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches. I'm so excited by this make. I've been wanting to get round to doing it for ages, and this is the perfect thing. So you've now got 4 columns on there of 2 inches each, and we just need to do the triangle shapes. Oh, I can hear you, you know, it's not going to be good, is it? It's easy, honestly. So turn your paper, so it's now got the 5 7/8 side at the top. Find the 2 inches mark on your stamping trimmer. I'm just going to put that in because we don't need that arm up. Put your, oh, I don't know what that's called. The guide, that's it, the guide. Honestly, crazy today, guide. And what I'm looking for, I've measured it at 2 inches. I'm going to go down to the first score line. And this is an embossing tool that I've got. If you've got a Stampin' Up measure, what's the thing with all the inches on that you can, with all the grooves, don't know. That's got one of these in. You're literally on that line, but where the cutting piece is, you're just going to mark 2 inches on the first line and the last line. So if I take that out, can you see there's a little dent there and there? Not the middle one, just the first and the last. And I'm going to move my card along and do it on the 4 inches. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the first score line and the 4th score line. So you can now see there's a couple of dents. So I need a score line to go from here to the point. So I put my point of the card here, and this I'm looking to match it up, oh, as if by magic, it lines up perfectly from there, which is the where you would score or run. Now you can do this with your scorer if you want to, just there, or you can do it with your embossing tool. But can you see there's a line that goes just to that mark, okay, from the corner in. Now I need to do the same thing from here to here. So again, I'm just turning my card, I'm lining up this point here with the middle score, and I'm just bringing it round, and I'm looking to make sure it's lined up there and there, and I'm just scoring that. Let's put that out of the way so you can see. Okay, so now I've got a triangle there. I'm going to do the same here, go from this point to the middle. So this is a little bit more tricky to see. I'm hoping that you can see it on the crumb card. I was going to do garden green, but it was really hard to see. So crumb cake it is. So there's that one. And then I'm going to do from this point to the corner. Okay, so that didn't line up quite so well. So I'm just making sure that my mark is there and it goes to a point. And then I'm just scoring that. Okay, so now you should have 2 big triangles on the top. Turn it round and do exactly the same on the bottom, which is now your top. Okay. It's good to take some time with this. It's not too tricky, and this will make your card stand exactly the way you want it to. So don't rush it. Just make sure everything is lined up and only score the triangles. Okay, so I've got another triangle there, and then I'm just going to do the same here. And then, believe it or not, we will be done. Nearly right, I think that's right. Yep, that's right. There. And then the last one is here. And, oh, move that over a bit. No, still a bit. Let's put it there. Perfect. So I'm just scoring on the triangle bits. So now what I have is a card that's got 2 triangles at the top, 2 triangles at the bottom. Okay, so if I fold that in half, okay, it's like a normal card. Fold it back again, like so. So it's now like that. Fold it back like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push your triangle in. So that one will go like that. Okay. And this one actually comes forward. So we'll just do this one and this one to start with. Let's move that out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to use my which is rather grubby, so don't look. I've been using it for mini albums. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that that's a really pressed down edge. So that stands like that. What did I want to do this? So I am going to move these in a bit, just because I do want them to stand out. Okay. So it now looks like that. So here's where you decide if you want your card standing up like that or standing like that. It's made in exactly the same way. It just might determine which way round you put your paper. So if I put that base, which is now done, to one side, and I bring in the designer series paper. Now I've already got this cut into 6 by 12s, and we need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 inches. So 1 3/4. 2 pieces that are 1 3/4. by 5 1/4. So I'm going to be clever and do them at the same time. Okay. Those bits are not needed. So you've got now 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then what we need to do is cut it at an angle. So the easiest way to do that is we are going to find 1 3/4 there, and then use a pencil or a pen or your embossing tool. You're just going to put a little mark where the cutting blade would go. Okay, so really hard to see on this paper, but I've put a little mark there. And what I'm going to do is cut from there to there. So again, diagonal cutting from there, up it there, to the point of there. Okay. So I like to put I've got my finger under there, I like to put my blade down in the middle and cut up and cut down when I'm doing a point. Otherwise you can end up with dented in points. So that's one side done. Now it's easier to flip it over and do 1 3/4. Do a little mark where the cutting blade is going to be. So there. And then just make sure you're going from here to here. So again, oh, it's moved. It moved. I'm talking too much. So I press that down in the middle, cut up and down. And that is 1 piece. Now don't get rid of these 2 pieces because you're going to need them. Okay, so that's one section. Bring your other piece back and do exactly the same. 1 3/4. Do a little pencil mark. Go from this point to this point. Put it in the middle, pull it up, go down. You need that bit. Flip it over. Find 1 3/4 again. There. Bring it to that point, to there. So that is on your cutting line. The other corner is on your cutting line, and you're just cutting that out. So now we've got those pieces. Okay, so bring back our card. That's here, and we're going to stick it on. So this is going to go on there. This bit is going on there. Then this, one of the triangles is going to go on there. And one is going on there. Okay. So just manoeuvre them around like so. Oh, sorry for knocking the camera. Glue. Tombow glue for a bit of wiggle room. So we're just going to go ahead and stick this on. So how is your Christmas crafting going? I've sort of bypassed Halloween, gone straight into Christmas. I've just about made some Halloween curvy keepsake boxes for the kids. Shall I show you them? Because they're just here. Yeah. Ta-da! Love the Frankenstein, little pumpkin, and of course the cat. You have to have a cat. Made quite a few of those for when the little kids knock on the door. Secretly hoping they don't, so I can eat all the treats. But hey ho, I haven't made too many. But yeah, I've really got into Christmas. The months just seem to be flying past, and I've got a lot of Christmas cards to make. So those are those 2 bits. On my first one that I did there, I actually layered it onto the rose gold paper, but I stuck that onto the rose gold paper and then trimmed it ever so slightly rather than doing a measurement, because I really just wanted a little tuck to show. Whereas this one, I just did it straight on the card, and that's what I'm doing here as well. So when you've done those two big pieces, you just do your triangles. And of course they exactly fit. No waste. Love that. Genius card this is. I can see making loads of these. You think how many cards you would get from your 12 by 12 sheet? Loads. Okay, so that's that. And the last one is this one down here. And we are nearly there. Okay, so that one goes there. That's it, basically. So to make that go onto there, you just need to glue it. So we're going to glue this piece here, this side, and you're not hiding any of this beautiful paper because it's all on show. And I'm just putting my hand on this bit and just squashing that down. Okay, and just making sure that that's stuck. Ta-da! Okay, so that now stands beautifully. And let's layer up. So I picked out sea soft foam from the background paper. It's not really a Christmassy colour, but I love it in this paper. So that's going to go like that. Then I have got some crumb cake, the same as the background base card. Then I've got another circle in seaside foam, but I've also done this garden green because I want to highlight the garden green as well. And that's just going to layer behind. Can you see how amazing that looks with the the layer in circles? No thought, it just does it. It just fits perfectly. So that one is going to go on there because I'm quite happy that that is just going to go like that. I need to stamp this first. So the stamp that I'm using from the set fits perfectly on this circle, which is wishing you a season decorated with wonder and happiness. And I'm going to do it in garden green so that it really pops off the page. Okay. And I'll try and not bang the camera because it's right next to my head. Let's have a look. Lovely. So that now can be stuck straight on there. Like so. Ooh. Okay, now I'm going to layer them with some dimensionals. Who doesn't love a dimensional? So this is going to go on there, but I'm going to layer it so that I can tuck some of the pine leaves behind. So I'm also not smothering it with dimensionals because that will just block where I'm going to poke the pine leaves. So I've just got 3. That's going to go like so, like that. Okay, and shall I stick that on now? Yeah, let's put that on. So I am going to put it here, this way round. So I'm going to put my dimensionals either side, because if I put one on the top there, there is quite a good chance that it's going to stick out. So I'm going to put 2 on this side. I'm quite stingy with my dimensionals. Don't know why. Are you somebody that smothers the dimensionals, or do you just put 1 or 2, as little as you can? I seem to be constantly buying them and constantly finding these everywhere. Stuck to your socks is the most I have. In the washing machine, in the sink, everywhere. So that goes on there. And then if I bring in our decorations, we have got some different colour bows. I've got 2 of these that have got that adhesive paper on the back, some stars and one of these glitter. So what I do with this, because you've effectively turned it into a sticker with a transfer paper, I just peel that off and all the bits that are left fall off. That's quite a pleasing shape, isn't it? I feel like I need to keep that, and it's a sticker. So turn it over because it's very sticky, and I stick my 1 inch circle on the back. Look at that, blingy. And then this one is exactly the same, adhesive, but I just want it to pop off the page a bit. So I've die cut exactly the same, and I'm just going to stick it straight over the top. If I can peel it. Okay, that's going to go straight over the top. Just like so. And then I know that I want it to go there, so I'm going to put the dimensional first, because then I know where I can stick it exactly. So that's that. Now this bit, oh, I need a bit of a pokey tool to get some of these out. I'm not going to poke them all out because sometimes it looks effective, and also it helps you with the glue if they're not all out. But I don't want them around the edge. So if I took those ones out, and that one, and I tucked that under there, what does that look like? That looks okay. Might take a couple more out, just so you can see through it. Okay. Now I'm going to tuck it under there so I can put some glue on. I can be fairly generous. Put it there, and then that will stick like that. Nice. And then I'm going to have some other ones under here. I know you can get brushes and all sorts for this, but I actually find it quite therapeutic poking them out. Let's do a different colour now, just to pick up some of the background colours on the coordinated paper. Again, I'm tucking them under. And this one, I do like Old Olive. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a couple of different colour ones over here, just to make that pop a bit as well. That's going to go there, so that it all ties in. And then just those little stars to add. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, don't get rid of the stars, Claire. 3 stars. Let's do 3 stars. Get rid of those bits. Move those out the way. So again, the stars have got the adhesive sheets. If you haven't got that in your stash, it's definitely a must-have. Use such small amounts and it's perfect. Now that doesn't stand out as much as I wanted it to, but you know what? There's always some wink of Stella that can be added. And I just cut all my nails because I don't do long nails. So now I can't get the adhesive paper off that. That's going to go there. And one more. 3 or 5, isn't that the rule? Ta-da! Lovely. Our card. Oh, let's get rid of all these bits. It's done. How lovely is that? So it stands like that. There's room on the back for you to put a panel for your personal message, but that is absolutely beautiful. I love this make so much. Which one is your favourite? Which way round do you like it? Standing like that, or standing upright. Wow, thank you for watching. I'm very grateful that you came along and crafted with me today. You can find more inspiration from me on Instagram or Facebook. I love to talk craft, so if you want to get in touch and have a chat or send me a pic of your make, I absolutely love that. If you are in the UK and you're looking for some Stampin' Up products, you can shop with me online at createdtheottaway.co.uk. Thanks for watching. Bye.